Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we have a game in what has quickly become my favorite ship of this update. One that is probably just a wee bit overpowered, but I like one. I already had an affinity for British light cruisers, and now the devs came and gave us this, and you know what's even better? This is an exclusively World of Warships Legends invention. The PC community just got their version of the Star Trek collaboration today, and their Bortas is only a skin. It is not this abomination that is a Fiji. And you may notice something a bit different because, well, I'm not exactly rocking the Star Trek camo. In fact, I've gone ahead and given it the all black paint job with the skull and crossbones, and there's a very good reason for it. I want the less educated, the people who maybe forget about this boat in a year or so, to not have the silhouette reminder of what the IKS Bortas is, because this thing is an absolute monster. And I guess we should just go ahead and start talking about why it's an absolute monster, why it's this crazy little thing that is just bringing me joy every single game. So IKS Bortas, of course, it is part of the Star Trek collab. You can pull it from the crates, so if you got it from your free crate, good luck. But it's a Fiji, but there's a couple of fun little quirks and features to it being a Fiji. To it being a Fiji. Well, first off, a little bit short of a range. Even with our build, we are running Cheshire as our commander. The reason for that is Cheshire nerfs incoming AP shell pen angles, which you will see why that is important with this vessel when we get to talking about the armor. Then we also have Macau and Von Essen on Cheshire for concealment and just any amount of improved pen angles with our all AP that we can get. All that makes sense. Cool. Our guns. Shorter range, higher fire rate, Fiji guns. Cool, great, wonderful. 6.5 kilometer base range secondaries, which is very odd. Now, mind you, if you use this ship with the commander that came along with it, that Klingon, it kind of makes sense because his unique ability reduces damage by a good chunk for cruisers that are using their secondary batteries. So that makes sense as to why this has extended secondary range, but we're not building into that at all. Next, we have torpedoes. 3 on each side. We can single fire them or wide spread them, and they're going to do about 17,000 damage a pop, and they reload in a relative short amount of time for torpedoes. What is it? It is a whopping 72 seconds, so just under a minute. This thing is an all-out brawler, and it's great for it. Turning radius to 590 meters, which is absolutely tiny. And with our build, which we are running turret traverse, rudder shift, and concealment, we have a 6.5 second rudder shift time. Listen, I'm not Hipper, but if Hipper's ghost was still around, I feel like he would be one who would quite enjoy this for his agile abilities, especially when we talk about its armor. And I guess we should go ahead and talk about the piece de resistance of this ship, which is its armor scheme. 30 millimeters of armor on the entire thing, which is pretty much what the Edinburgh is. Now, if you're unaware of the Edinburgh and its power of 30 millimeters, let me go ahead and walk you through it. 30 millimeters is a very interesting amount of armor to have on board a ship. What it means is 16-inch guns, when you angle properly, cannot pen this vessel. There's a little bit of 15 millimeters up in the superstructure, so if someone's smart, they go ahead and hit that. But if you are properly angled, which can be difficult, but is absolutely doable when you are in a ship like this. Then nothing with 16-inch guns, which is everything you are going to run into with this ship, other than the Georgia, will be unable to pen your armor, which is absolutely insane. As far as AP goes, HE can still damage you. So if a battleship comes up against you, they should try to fire HE because that is most likely going to be the answer. What that means is you have a high skill ceiling ship that when you come up against battleships who, let's be frank, at tier 6 and below, battleships do tend to win out on cruisers. It's just one of those things where at the lower tiers, the cruiser doesn't have the tools in its arsenal to really compete against a battleship a lot of the time. The battleship is the hard counter. And given a lot of the player base's propensity to playing battleships, it means that there are a lot of overconfident captains in their battleships at these lower tiers, which you can absolutely take advantage of. Diker, which is the other of the collaboration exclusive ships, is backing out right there. We're going to go ahead and take that kill. And as we're doing that, you'll notice we are charging down the King George. And this is where I want to show off the armor. This is one of the main reasons I'm showing off this match, because of this section right here. I just want to show how well you can mitigate damage in this vessel. It's a King George, so a lot of times British battleships will be firing HE. This one, I think, he went ahead and stuck with AP and nothing. Absolutely nothing from him, which is great. We're going to go ahead, drop torpedoes here. You're going to notice we only dropped 2. I probably should have dropped all 3, but I was singing my praises. We can see that we're kind of out turning the rear turret here, so he's not able to really get us on target. We're going to tighten up the angle just in case, because he should have his gun back shortly, and we don't want to take any damage. And as we saw there, nothing to worry about, because once again we are properly angled, and that is the beauty of the Bortas. We totally open up our side here. That kind of risks us to these main guns, and we're tighten back up. And this is the reason why you may want to build into that rudder shift time, because as you can see, we were able to get the ship turned in. And well, with that King George at close range, we ended up taking absolutely no damage. And that is the beauty of the Bortas, or that is why it is completely and utterly cracked as a vessel. Like I said, I've been incredibly enjoying this ship for its power in this ability, just because Edinburgh was already one of my favorite ships, and this is the gimmick of Edinburgh with even less of the counters, no chance of pulling up against a Musashi. It's olden day Legends to me. Before the threat of over 16-inch guns. So suffice to say, the reason I've gone ahead and converted the camo into something that isn't the bird of prey. One, if people just look at it and see the Fiji and don't think about the name, I want some battleship players to be surprised. So that is the reason for the conversion on the ship. And maybe some other people will go ahead and do it, but I'm having a ton of fun with it. Ranger pops up right here, and well, he is very lightly armored, and our guns will have no issue starting to deal damage to him. Of course, what we have here is the British light AP, which is already nasty if a target isn't angled correctly to you. Especially if you can get it up into that superstructure, which we do. We get a couple of Citadel hits there, bringing us up to 3 kills with 3 ships remaining, which you know what that means. We are officially on the Kraken hunt. just because, you know, we got to try. And we have a decent shot. There's 2 cruisers left, and we do fairly good damage against cruisers, especially when they don't angle against us correctly. And we are decently offset from our team to where if they choose to angle towards our team, they may open up to us. Bayern takes a big torpedo hit there, is trying to yoink the kill there, but there's nothing. York opens up his angle here, which means we're going to go ahead and greet him with a couple of salvos. I was hoping that this Omno would continue around the island to try to avoid those other ships, but it looks like he's grounded. He goes down, and well, that leaves just the York, and York is not long for this world, bringing us up to 4 kills. A quick match, but one I think shows off Bortas really well. And guys, if you liked videos like that, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.